Welcome to our In the Zone Project Spotlight series. I'm DJ McClure, director here at National Flood Experts. I'm here today with Chip Young, corporate risk manager of 84 Lumber. Thanks for being here, Chip.
Happy to do it.
So, we've had quite a bit of work together these last maybe 10 months or so. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and 84 Lumber to kick us off?
Well, I've been the risk manager at 84 Lumber for 19 years. Prior to that, I was actually an insurance broker for them. And one of my duties as risk manager is to review all the policies and what have you. At 84 Lumber is a large company and never purchased flood insurance for the history of the company. And then in 2007, 2008, the housing market got bad, and 84 Lumber's biggest customers are home builders. And so we had some financial downturn in the company. Our sales went from 3 billion down to 1.25 billion. We had to lay some people off. We had to do some negotiations with our banks and lenders, and they required us to buy flood insurance on our properties because we had to put properties up as collateral. So the bank gave me the properties that had to have flood insurance, and we purchased that flood insurance. A couple $100,000 we were spending a year on that, and just renewed them as they came up. Policy increases would happen, and with National Flood, there's really not much other choice you have. And so that's how we got involved with flood insurance.
Yeah, and we met during from a cold call from one of our sales team, correct?
Yes.
So the cold call hasn't completely died, as you might say.
Not at all. And 84 Lumber is a large company. We have a large insurance program, and the flood was a minor part of the program. It was kind of an inconvenience, but I got a call from your organization, and they said, we look at flood insurance a little bit more in detail, and we found that some companies are buying flood insurance that may not be necessary. And would you be willing to have us take a look at it? And the way we operate is we would only charge you if we are successful in either eliminating the flood insurance or reducing the premium because we get it re-rated in a different category. And with that idea in mind, I said, fine, if you can reduce the premium and reduce our exposures in that area, we would be willing to pay you, for the work that you do, saving us money. And so that's how we got started.
Yeah, and I think to this point, we've looked at about 20 locations. I know there's several that are in the cycle currently. What would you estimate in the portfolio? How many total locations do you guys have, not just flood zones, but altogether?
We have probably 270 locations throughout the country. Maybe a dozen or 24 of those are in a flood zone. You guys were successful in looking at a number of those locations, and I think I mentioned our premium was in the $300,000 range, and I think we've saved over $120,000 or something like that so far this year.
Yeah, it's been quite dramatic. I think we found solutions on 10 properties so far across 10 plus states, and some of the other ones we're looking at currently as well. Yep. So how would you describe your experience, working with our team thus far?
The experience has been great. Barrett normally talks to me about the locations when I send him the information. What's happened is renewals have come up, and I just send him the renewals and the renewal information. He does a little research in the back, comes back and says, hey, I think we might have an opportunity here. We might have to do a survey at this location or that location, which costs a certain amount of money. And we were happy to invest that money to have the survey done, because pretty much every survey that's been done has come back saying you're rated in a higher class than you should be. And they've either eliminated the need for flood insurance or lowered our rate. And And in some cases, we had some that we've lowered the rate and gone back retroactively a couple of years and gotten refunds on premiums from previous years. So all in all, it's been a very successful program, and Barrett has taken us through the procedures very comfortably, not really bothered me with anything except for, hey, we need to maybe look at this. Is this okay? He discusses everything before we make any commitments to do surveys. And, he's been very professional, and things have worked very smoothly.
Yeah, I think we even found a few properties where the buildings weren't even in the flood zone, but the lenders had still mistakenly, added them to the requirement list. So,
yes.
Yeah, you really
and
never
I never
know.
checked that. I never checked that. When the bank says you have to do this, and our CFO tells me we have to buy flood insurance where the bank tells us to, I just placed it.
For a company your size, what do you consider to be, the benefits that you're seeing from, now 6 figures worth of year-over-year savings?
Well, it's that all goes to the bottom line. I mean, that's pure premium that we were paying, and if you can reduce your premiums by hundreds of thousands of dollars, that just goes right to the bottom line, and that's been a savings for us. Now, again, we're a large company. We did about 7 billion in sales last year, but hey, $100,000 means something, and our CFO looks at that and he sees the savings of insurance costs and is very pleased with that.
Well, that's great to hear. Yeah, I'd be curious, I was interested to know from the corporate perspective, where this line item, like what kind of response they've had. But yeah, it sounds like it's been very positive, which is great to hear.
Right. Oh, no. Anytime we can find an area and save money where we were maybe spending more than we should have, that's always something we're looking at. I mean, we're a lumber yard, and we work with builders who are, they beat us up on the prices, and we try to keep our prices in line. And if we can save on expenses and lower our prices on our lumber, that helps. It's a big thing.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to other companies, that are in a similar situation, properties in flood zones, et cetera, from your perspective?
Well, the thing that was nice for me is, like I said, I have a lot of other responsibilities at 84 with all of the insurance and risk management. And I didn't have time to sit down and look at every single flood location and assess it to see if it was correct. I just took the bank's word that, hey, these are in the flood zone, I have to buy insurance for them. And I did that. I would say the use of your group to partner with anybody is a very positive thing, and my experience has been good. Barrett has been great about communicating what he needs and what we need to do and giving me the option. Do you want to go forward? He's told me on some of these, you may get something, you may or may not, depending on the survey. So, we're taking a little bit of a risk. We're paying for the survey, and if it comes back positive, it saves us money. If it doesn't, then it doesn't save. But I can tell you that just about everyone has saved us money, and it's been a very good experience. And it hasn't involved me with doing a lot of work, which is good because I can do other things that I have to do. And Barrett and your group have done all the work. They do all the surveys, they do all the research. They've written up the letter that I have to send to the flood insurance people, and I just do a cover and say, please see attached. I send it off to the flood people, and we got refunds. So it was very positive.
That's fantastic. Well, we really appreciate the partnership and your commitment to working with us, and hopefully there's many more wins to come as we continue working through these next properties. And again, thanks for being on the spotlight today.
Well, thank you. I am happy to help, and you guys have been a big help to us. So anything I can do to help you or sing your praises, I'm happy to do it because it's been a very positive experience, and looking forward to a couple more things we're looking at here in October, November. And just continue to save money.
You got it. Well, thanks again. Have a great day.
All right, DJ, thank you.